In January's episode of Seek Out the Arts, we are listening to an incredible rendition of Ave Maria in a stairwell. We're also going to study The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali and read some winter flower poetry. Today on the Daily Connoisseur. Hello everyone, Jennifer here, and welcome back to the channel. I am happy to bring back Seek Out the Arts for the 2026 season. If you're new to the channel, Seek Out the Arts is a place where we do deep dives into art, classical music, and poetry. It's like Charlotte Mason for adults, but of course kids could watch this too. So if you were looking to add some culture into your life and study the arts a bit more in a fun way, I hope that you'll join us. I'd like to thank the Chic Society channel members for bringing us this wonderful series. If you love my channel and you would like more from it, I highly encourage you to join the Chic Society. It is a wonderful group of people with like-minded interests. We have a pen pal program. I do a vodcast every Friday and we go live once a month together. We have a great time. Membership is super affordable at only $1.99 a month. I keep it low intentionally. There's also an upper tier and I thank them in a video once a month by sharing their names. I'm so grateful to the Chic Society for helping to support my channel. So if you're interested in joining, I will leave the link down below or you can click the join button. Okay, so we're going to jump right in with the musical recommendation for this month, and I always enjoy finding these for you. This one is from a YouTube channel called King's Return, and it is Ave Maria sung in a stairwell. You will be blown away when you hear this. The title for this video brought me in. I was like, okay, what's up with the stairwell? So I click on it and it's these four gentlemen and they start off like with some fun, friendly banter. And then they proceed to sing Ave Maria. And the acoustics of the stairwell, their incredible voices, create a masterpiece. So I truly hope that you listen to this. I will leave it linked down below. It was amazing, and I look forward to following these musicians and seeing what else they have, because I just absolutely loved this. I love when a video surprises me. So I thought, how could you sing this in a stairwell and have it sound good, you know? Oh, it sounds good. Moving right on to the art selection for this month, we are going to look at Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory. This was painted in 1931. So it's funny because when I create these Seek Out the Arts videos, I can never remember if we have already studied something because I spend a lot of time researching these things and studying these paintings. And I thought, how have I not talked about this? So it is possible that we've already talked about this. But if so, it can't hurt to revisit it because I have more thoughts on the persistence of memory. So Salvador Dali is a surrealist painter. He's probably the most famous of them. And this is one of his most famous paintings. Okay, so let's have a look at the painting, and then I'm going to get into some interesting facts. So, of course, the first thing that we see is the melting clocks. That's what I noticed first. These clocks, it's like they've been out in the sun and they've melted, like if you left a chocolate bar out in the sun. I also see a figure of something that looks like it could be a man underneath the clock on the beach, and he is distorted and melting too. I notice a pocket watch that is turned upside down and there are ants on it. I also notice a very dreamlike atmosphere. There's a beach landscape with some cliffs in the background, a smooth reflection of water, and then what looks like to me a canvas with the sky reflected in it. That's what it looks like to me, okay? And then of course this tree branch that is truncated without any leaves, that's holding one of the melted clocks. So that's what I notice when I look at this. Of course, I'm intrigued by the clocks. I love clocks. I love watches. I'm always wearing a watch, and I'm fascinated by time. So this definitely fascinates me. Here are some interesting facts about this painting, and this is from dollypaintings.com. I will leave them linked down below. But the first is that this is a very small painting, and I wouldn't know that. I thought that this was large, but it is just a little larger than a sheet of notebook paper at 9.5 by 13 inches. So it's very small. The second interesting fact is that a lot of art historians emphasize that the central figure in the painting is a self-portrait of Dali himself. However, this thing, which definitely has human characteristics like eyelashes and what looks like a profile to me, it actually signifies metamorphosis because it is melting and shaping into something else. That's what the clocks are also. They are morphing from solid to liquid. So metamorphosis is a key theme in the Surrealist movement, and it reflects the transformative power of your dreams. All right, the third interesting fact is that the persistence of memory alludes to some of the scientific advancements of the time. And the dreamlike scenery reflects a Freudian emphasis on the dream landscape, while the melted watches may refer to Einstein's theory of relativity, in which the scientist references the distortion of space and time. The fourth interesting fact is that the watches are not the only reference to time in this, but the sand is as well. If you think of one of the hourglasses with the sand falling through, the sand refers to the sands of time and sands in an hourglass. Also, if you look at the ants, they have hourglass-shaped bodies. We're going to get to the ants in just a second. And then also the shadow that looms over the scene suggests the passing of the sun overhead. In my interpretation of that, I think of a sundial. So there are many references to time in this painting. Fifth interesting fact, this has been at MoMA for more than 80 years. It was donated in 1934 by an anonymous patron. How interesting. Okay, sixth interesting fact, 3 of the clocks in the painting may symbolize the past, present, and future, which are all subjective and open to interpretation, while the 4th clock, which lies face down and undistorted, may symbolize objective time. Oh my gosh, I love that interpretation. I didn't even think about that, but let's put that in our pocket for later. Number 7, the egg that lies on the distant shore. Let's look at the egg. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so the egg that lies on the distant shore is symbolic of life, which, like memory, has the potential to persist despite the breakdown or distortion of time. The 8th interesting fact is that the insects in this painting, there is 1 fly on the clock face and there are ants that are face down on the pocket watch. They signify death, disintegration, and a parasitic relationship with time. So it does remind me of that, like something, you know, that is dying or decayed attracts flies, will attract ants. And you get that feeling from the clocks that are melting. 9th interesting fact, Dali's painting combines 3 art genres: the still life, the landscape, and the self-portrait. And the 10th interesting fact is that the denuded broken branch in the painting, which art experts identify as an olive tree, represents the demise of ancient wisdom as well as the death of peace, reflecting the political climate at the time. There were 2 world wars, or they were between 2 world wars, and there was unrest leading to the Spanish Civil War in Dali's native country. So that is quite interesting too. This is also really interesting. So the limp watches that are soft like an overripe cheese, they picture, as Dali said himself, the camembert of time. That rings a bell to me because if you read Lessons from Madame Chic, you remember that when we were at the dinner table and then Madame Chic would bring out a tray of cheese, Monsieur Chic every time would declare that camembert was the roi du fromage, or the king of all cheeses, okay? So it's funny that Dali called these watches the camembert of time. How funny is that? I don't know, that just like, it just brought back that memory. Okay, so here's what I think about it as a lay person, someone who doesn't know too much art history about this painting, is that to me, the clocks represent the fact that time is man-made. We created time. We said that you have to be here at 11 o'clock, and we decided what time 11 o'clock is, but that is all made up. It's not real. Bear with me here. I mean, obviously, like, there is time and we can measure it because the sun rises and the sun sets every day. But I think that this is a commentary for me, as I view this, on the fact that time is a construct and ultimately it doesn't matter. That's what I'm getting from this. And I did read that with the ants, when Dolly was a child, he noticed ants attacking something that had died, and it stuck with him always. So I do think that the ants represent here, like, and the fly, the death and decay of time. I also personally feel that, again, this is a very dream-like landscape. And I think that, for example, in your dreams, time does not matter. So if you ever analyze a dream and try to relay it to a friend, for example, what you'll do is you'll try to like make the dream make sense, but it makes no sense. However, it does to you because you experienced it. So you'll say something like, I was at Disneyland, but it was Christmas time, and then it turned into Easter. You know what I mean? Like you'll just say something that makes absolutely no sense, because in the dream world, time does not exist. It's completely irrelevant. So I don't know. I'm still processing everything, but I think that definitely this is like a strong message about dreams, about the impermanence of time. And also, to me personally, the person that is like melting and it's like the clock is on him, it's almost like time has killed him. Like he's just like, I give up. And is like succumbed to death and melting back into the landscape underneath the clock. And how many of us feel stress from the clock? We have to be here. Literally today, the day that I'm shooting this, my boys have soccer, and just getting them out the door, I thought I was going to have a stress attack because a few things were going wrong, like one of the soccer balls was deflated and the mouth guard went missing, and you know what I mean? So I feel that today, especially where it's like the crushingness of time can sometimes bear down on you. So that's what I personally get from this painting, but I think that it's pretty incredible. I can't believe it's so small. I would love to have this painting in my home, wouldn't you? Also, before I close, I think it's important to meditate on the title. The title is The Persistence of Memory. And actually, I didn't even look at this under the frame of the title. But having taken that into consideration, if you're thinking about the persistence of memory, our memories, do you know, it's like time suddenly doesn't exist. Like you could have a memory from when you were 6 years old, and for some reason you remember that one thing. And time, you know, it's like it doesn't exist for you, but you can travel back to that moment and experience it in your mind. Do you know what I mean? This is just it's so hard to articulate how I feel about this. But the persistence of memory, that's quite interesting. Yes, if I have any more thoughts, I'll put them in voiceover, but I would love to know what you think about this painting. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so for the poetry selection, I'm going to be reading from The Poetry of Flowers. This is edited by Samuel Carr, and this was kindly sent to me by the people at Rizzoli. It is a beautiful poetry book, full of gorgeous illustrations of flowers, and I thought I would read a winter-themed poem for you as we are in January. And this one is The Snowdrop by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. He lived from 1772 to 1834. Fear thou no more, thou timid flower, feel thou no more the winter's might, the whelming thaw, the ponderous shower, the silence of the freezing night. Since Laura murmured o'er thy leaves the potent sorceries of song, To thee, meek floweret, gentler gales and cloudless skies belong. The petals boast a white more soft, the spell hath so perfumed thee, that careless love shall deem thee oft a blossom from his myrtle tree. Then laughing at the fair deceit, shall race with some Estian wind, to seek the woven arboret where Laura lies reclined. I hope that you enjoyed that poem, and I will leave the Poetry of Flowers linked for you down below. And before we close, I just wanted to thank you so much for your amazing support of my new book, The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. It's a wonderful companion for life. It will inspire you to live well at home, not only by creating wonderful method and order in your life, but also through enjoying high quality leisure and the beautiful pursuits of a life well lived. So I hope that you enjoy my new book. Thank you so much to everyone leaving reviews and sharing it on social media. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.